Welcome everyone to the Nerd Nook. I'm your host Evan Teague, with like always is Noah Bailey. So, since we last did this, a lot of stuff has happened. I'm not going to be able to talk about all of it, but I want to at least kind of bring up the what I believe are either some of the highlights or just some of the things that I think are interesting. Starting with the recent trailer for the Batman Knightfall, I guess, series of movies.
Yeah. Yeah, that came out of nowhere. I was not expecting any of
Like I
that.
know they announced it last year, but I kind of forgot about it. But yeah,
I
it's
100%
coming.
forgot about it. Yeah, okay. So I have a lot of initial thoughts. My first initial thought is although I do realize that Nightfall is a longer story, that a lot goes on, the trilogy initially scares me because I'm like a trilogy right off rip and essentially what is a brand new universe. I'm not saying they're doing a universe. This might just be a one-off, but like
Mm-hmm.
regardless, a trilogy off rip scares me just because like we don't even know what this is. So how do I know I want three movies of it?
Yeah, that's actually my exact thoughts. Like, I think now, just for the record, for all of this, I have not actually like sat down and read the Nightfall storyline. It's one of those like the Long Halloween where it is one of the like the Batman storylines
Yeah.
that almost every movie takes some cues from in some capacity, but I just haven't actually read it. From what I understand, obviously, like Nightfall itself is about like uh, a bunch of villains breaking out of Arkham, coordinated by Bane, and then Batman like fights for days at on end, and then ending with Bane breaking him. And then I think there's a like basically a sequel story that is Azrael taking over, and I don't know if that's actually part of Nightfall or if it's just or if it's like a thing that's
Yeah.
after it, but it's kind of like that entire like Nightfall arc is in
Yeah.
this movie. That being said, I still don't know if three movies is going to be necessary, and I'm a little afraid of them like feeling that they'll need to pad stuff or add stuff in that just doesn't that feels out of place or just messes with the pacing of it because Long Halloween got two, and I
Hmm.
think that was more than enough. Like that's another one of those like like it's a well it's pretty long. It's long Halloween. Like there's a lot going on there, but considering that got two and this is getting three, I don't. I really hope they don't pull a Killing Joke and they just like you know add like that movie added 30 minutes of a Batgirl prologue that um
Didn't need
was
to
bad.
happen. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, because when I was watching that trailer, I didn't realize I was watching the trailer for the trilogy. I thought this was all happening in the first movie, and I was like, "Oh, they're going straight to Azrael in the first movie. That's crazy." No, it's actually for the entire trilogy. Oh, that makes more sense.
Hmm.
It was like this movie's crazy. No, it's three movies. So it's gonna be interesting seeing like how much of that is gonna be just the first movie. Like, will the Azrael stuff be interesting enough to carry its own movie? Will like what will the third one even be? I don't know because I assume
No
the first
idea.
one will end with Batman, getting snapped, and then
Most likely.
yeah,
I would think. Yeah,
yeah,
I don't know, man. Like it's tough because I'm really like again, they're just kind of throwing this at us and it's like, all right, three movies and like don't get me wrong, this looks good. I like the animation, looks just like
yes.
a comic, looks great.
I love this art style. Like it,
Yeah, it
yeah.
looks like a comic book, like straight
Mm.
up. Every character looks awesome. The designs look great. And it's still like, and it's not one of those things where like, oh, it's like they're doing this design and it's like, oh, this is like the realistic. Like, nah, it looks exactly like it looks like in the story. Like,
Okay.
especially Azrael, John Bon Valley's like costume being the like
Yeah.
ridiculous shoulder stuff. Like it looks
Mhm.
exactly like that. So I like
Yes.
how they're just fully embracing the actual source material with this. I think Bane, I love how Bane is like
Huge.
enormous, but still like, but he's not just gonna be a hulking monster. He's smart enough to pull all
Mhm.
this off. So I like this is the first time I've seen, I don't know, Bane, because Bane does not usually get his full flowers. He's either
Yeah.
really smart or really big, but usually not both.
Hmm.
So here it looks like they're fully understanding him as a person, which is really exciting.
Yeah. Like after watching this trailer and learning a little bit more about the whole story, it's wild to me that Batman the Batman Arkham Origins game, it had Bane in there. He was just like one of the assassins, but it feels like that storyline that they're doing it for Arkham Origins is basically Nightfall anyway. So like,
Kind of.
and like Bane finds out where Batman lives. Like he's like one of the last bosses, but he's not the last boss, and he's like really involved in the story. You already have a switch up villain halfway through anyway. Just make that Bane. But
That's
now
what
we
I
got to do
was
Joker
thinking.
again.
Which, like, I get it.
Sure.
Mark
It
Hamill Joker is
was actually Troy
amazing, but it's
Baker
like,
doing a Mark Hamill impression, but it was very good.
oh, well, see,
Yeah.
is that good?
But like,
God,
but yeah, I think showing all sides of Bane is is great. Um, what was I say off my train of thought. Well,
yeah. I mean, bottom line, looks good. 3 movies off rip. I'm like very nervous. How long are these movies going to come out apart from each other? Are we talking like 3 hour and a half movies? Are they going to be short movies? Like, I don't know. I feel like this whole story could be 2.5 hours. So I'm like,
yeah,
I don't
I,
know. This might be like you said. This might be dragged out a while, which definitely concerns me.
mm,
But
yeah. I need to
we'll
confirm, but I'm
see.
pretty sure Long Halloween had two like hour 10 movies. That feels about
Maybe
right.
sounds about right, but I'm not sure.
Let me go to HBO now if it's on there. Better be on here.
Sometimes some of the movies they've moved to YouTube, they're just free with ads,
Yeah,
so
it's
it
not
might
on
be
there.
on there.
Of course. Okay. I don't understand Warner Brothers. I don't.
No idea.
Halloween. Okay, they're each about an hour and 25 minutes.
Okay.
So yeah, that's about 3 hours total. So yeah, I'm just very curious. Like, will it overstay its welcome? Yeah, will it feel like that third movie just is unnecessary, or the second one? I don't know. Because the Long Halloween, I'm pretty sure they came out like a couple of months apart. I think one was summer, one was October.
I think I do remember that.
That
Yeah.
feels right.
Yeah, that does feel right. But I'm like, are they gonna do that again, or is it gonna be something else? Like,
Because the trailer
and
didn't
then
give a date; it just said coming soon.
nothing, which I
So
don't like. I
might be
feel like
like,
they were waiting to see reactions before
yeah,
announcing a date and be like, all right, when is this? When should we drop it?
which seems to be overall pretty positive.
Yeah, I mean, it
So
looks really good. It's a story we haven't really like. I like how they are. I think it's really smart to take these famous stories and make
mhm.
movies about them because, like, I mean, because again, like, that's what they were doing with like Under the Red Hood in the 2000s, stuff like that. Like
Yeah,
these really famous stories that people would reference, but people didn't really know them that well, and it's like, okay, well, let's make a let's make a movie about it so people have a
yeah,
reference. Because now when you say Under the Red Hood, most people are talking about the movie. They're not talking about the actual story. So it's like,
yeah,
if it's the new medium, it's the new medium.
right. And I, I do kind of hope, even though I do like this art style, I do kind of hope that just like with Long Halloween, where it wasn't the first movie. I think it was the second movie in that universe. I
Yeah,
don't necessarily want the first Batman thing in some kind of larger cinematic universe to just be one of these like direct comic book adaptations. That feels a little clunky.
agreed.
Kind of like how, the Death of Superman animated movie is in that New 52 universe. And like, it's done well enough. It just feels a little weird versus like, oh, none of these up to this point have been direct outside of kind of war, I guess. But that was like a New 52
No,
synergy
yeah,
type things.
yeah.
And I guess Throne of Atlantis, whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, yeah, throw it there. But that's the only story that anyone knows.
yeah, exactly.
But I mean, but that does. I really like that Death of Superman movie, though. I thought
Yes,
that was one of
yes,
the
it's very
definitely one.
good.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's weird that like, a couple years prior to that movie coming out, a movie just called The Death of Superman would have just
Yes.
been released. I
Yeah.
know they had Superman Doomsday in like '07, but that's fine. Uh, but I feel like this, you still could do that story straight as is, as its own movie. So it was a little weird when Long Halloween Part 1 and 2 were the second and third movie in this larger universe. Not that it really like mattered to the core story, but it definitely feels a little weird that when like you have that context if you ever were doing a rewatch of all the Batman movies. Oh, these two are part of this bigger universe. That's still a little odd.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, if they want to make a whole universe out of this art style, that's cool. The guy that got to play Batman. I was a little worried when it was announced that the guy that voiced him in the Injustice movie, which is one of the worst Batman or DC animated movies,
Yes.
like I did not like that Batman. I felt like he just something about his voice just didn't sound right in that. I was a little afraid when they were like, "Oh, that guy is going to be voicing Batman in this." I felt like his voice in this was a lot better, like
Yeah.
actually pretty good.
Yeah. And I think I hate to be like they know, but I feel like sometimes like they hear the criticism where they hear like, oh, I didn't like this or that, and they're like, all right, I gotta lock in.
Yeah.
Because I definitely feel like that's what happened.
uh,
But no, he sounds like I mean he sounds the same, but a lot more distinguished, a lot more like yeah, like I feel like his Batman and that and the Injustice was very like back here and talking kind of
yes,
slow and
yes,
you don't understand. Like yeah, and here it's more like
more aggressive.
intense,
Yeah.
more like yeah, like more serious, which I like a lot. And I think voice direction probably has a lot to do with that, but
Mm,
yeah, I think I agree. I think it's a lot better.
yeah. Um, so yeah, uh, we'll watch it when it finally comes out, but as of right now, we don't know when that'll be. But
No idea.
hopefully, coming soon means next couple of
Actually,
months, and
soon.
then hopefully it actually comes to HBO Max, like all DC stuff should. But who knows?
And is it for some reason?
Yeah. All right. Well, sticking with Batman stuff, on top of the Knightfall, we also got the first trailer for Batman: The Caped Crusader season two,
Yeah, I
a
saw
show
that.
I kind of forgot about.
Yeah.
um, I don't even remember when they confirmed the season two was happening, but we got a trailer, and it definitely looks like more is going to happen this season than last season. So that's good.
Yeah, which again, I don't think not a lot happened last season. I think it's just like I think again they were trying to like test the waters, make sure this isn't gonna suck
Mm,
before doing everything. And now I feel like
right.
they have their footing, so it's we're probably gonna lean more into it.
Yeah. I still stand by my opinion that I think they jumped the gun a little bit, but by go ahead and doing Joker, I feel like this is the
Yeah.
perfect time to try actually doing Red Hood, like before he becomes a Joker.
Mhm.
Like this feels like the perfect era, the perfect just Batman to do that with. And not that like I think this his Joker will be fine. Like I think his voice is fine, like whatever, but like I don't know, since we've never really done that story before outside of like a couple of little flashbacks here and there, I think this would have been the time to do it. But you know, it's a Batman thing. You got to do Joker, I guess. It's fine. um, but outside of that, like seeing the Riddler, uh, Poison Ivy, that guy with a jetpack, like who knows who that is?
Yeah, it looks. I like it. I like they like we're definitely doing like I guess getting more into the main rogues, but I also like they felt like there were a lot of like a lot more on the nose homages to the animated series in this trailer. Like especially like the first shot with the exploding building and like a lot more of his like silhouettes, like like the ears and everything. I don't know, it felt more like we're leaning more into it even more than we did the last time,
Yeah,
which can't be bad. I don't think. I think that's gonna be good.
yeah, and like I like Bruce Tim fine enough. I just feel like
Hmm?
I can't help but yeah, you're right. I can't help but feel like this is essentially Bruce Timm's way of being like, oh, we're gonna do season what 5, 6, whatever of my old Batman show. We're just gonna be doing more of that, and I feel
Yeah.
like you could have taken this opportunity to like really make a brand new thing, but
I mean, I feel like if they were going for this whole like 60s or timeless whatever
mm,
thing, it's like you kind of have to make it to kind of like it's kind of just gonna be like the animated series regardless.
yeah,
But I think it works still. I do like how they're adding probably some characters that weren't as featured in the original animated series and also bringing some back. So
yeah.
there's a lot that goes into the season. I'm hoping it's stronger than the last one. Not that the last season was bad, but like, yeah, I'm hoping that now that they have their footing, it's a little more like the episodes are more compelling. Because I'm like, I don't want to say tuned out, but I remember like the end, like the last season, the ending not being super strong.
What I remember from last season is that there were 10 episodes, and I feel like maybe 5, maybe 6 were good. Like not that the others were necessarily bad, they were just a lot of it kind of felt like filler, which in a 10 episode show isn't ideal. Because that
Yeah.
episode at the amusement park with little Robin kids, uh,
Oh yeah.
that was a little weird. Um, like I guess I guess there was like important story stuff happening every episode. Just definitely, each episode, not every episode was as compelling as as I feel like as they could be. And even the Two Face stuff wasn't as good as I was maybe hoping it would be. Um, but yeah, this season at least looks like it'll be a little more, I guess, dynamic is the best word. I just feel like every single shot they showed, there was like always something exploding, always someone shooting, just like just a lot more happening. And I think that at least helped me remember the season a little more because I don't really remember a lot that happened in the last season.
Mm, yeah, agreed. Hopefully it's a little more solid, but
Yeah. Um, I also don't know if they'll be releasing it all at the same time like they did last time. I know Amazon does likes to do a thing where the first season everything releases at the same time, and then future seasons release either in batches or one at a time. Because I know um, Fallout did it like that, where the first season was all at once, and then the second season was one every week. Same with the boys. So comes on July 31st. So we'll see. You know if it's all at once or if it's or if we got to do weekly, which I'd be fine doing weekly. But yeah. All right. So there was a new Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer came out a week or two ago.
yeah.
I refuse to watch it because I
What?
I, I don't. I don't need to see it. I feel like we're
Explain.
close enough to the movie coming out, and like I feel like there's already been a lot of leaks and just the people talking about stuff that I don't need to actually watch the trailer.
Hmm.
Also, I've been a little burned by Sony trailers before, pretty much showing the whole movie in the trailers. So
Well,
I don't want to risk that.
okay. I mean, that's kind of fair. I mean, they. I'm not gonna say they don't. I don't think they ruin it or anything, but there is a lot. I mean, that is explained that it's like, yeah, maybe that would have been better coming in the movie, but
Because that first trailer, I don't think we saw the Hulk at all. There was one moment where like, oh yeah, the Hulk is probably involved in the scene when we actually saw him. But from the couple of little screenshots and stuff I've seen, I know the Hulk
mm,
is more involved in
yeah,
this trailer, and I don't like need to see that in the trailer. Like something I don't know. I feel like there are certain things that I want to experience first, in a theater.
that's
Unless it's in
fair.
a trailer, unless like when I go to see Supergirl or whatever else, if it plays before it, then that's fine. Um, I also feel like in general, seeing it on a big screen, just regardless of if it's a trailer or the movie itself, I feel like that's just the best way to experience that. So honestly, if I were to see it at all, I would rather it be as an actual trailer in front of the movie.
Yeah, and not like just online.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
yeah. So I'm sure that movie's gonna be fantastic. I'm sure that trailer was good, but I didn't see it. Let's see. Okay, so is there any other like superhero or like that kind of stuff news that you want to talk about before I move on to something else?
Um, not superhero specifically, no.
Okay. All right, because I'm gonna move on to a bunch of gaming stuff that's been happening over the last
Yeah, it's
couple
a
of weeks.
lot. Yeah, that's what I was like.
Yeah, and if I missed something, please let me know. I just kind of wrote down the stuff that I
Yeah, yeah.
found most interesting and stuff that I felt we could talk about because I feel like over the last couple of years, the whole like summer game fest thing that Jeff Keighley has put on that Sony, Microsoft, and sometimes Nintendo release their presentations like around the same time, but it's not like associated with that, but it's still you know they've been doing June presentations with E3 for 20 plus years, and since that's not a thing anymore, they're still doing it in June. I feel like the last couple of years, it hasn't really felt the vibes of this whole Summer Game Fest thing hasn't really felt to the same level that E3 has in the past. But I felt
Hmm.
like this year specifically, like I feel like it for the first time since Summer Game Fest started in 2020. I feel like this is the first time that like it really felt like the industry came together to actually put on like a good show for everybody. Because I feel like Nintendo, well, some people try to say it was a bad direct. I disagree. Like I felt like it did exactly what it needed to do. I feel like Sony, even though a lot of the stuff they showed was stuff we already knew, I feel like the presentation they showed was very good. We'll get a little more into the weeds with Xbox in a minute, but like the games Xbox showed, I felt were all actually pretty solid. The Summer Game Fest show itself was like a little long, like they always are, but still a pretty solid show. So overall, I think this was if future years can kind of keep this similar energy, then I'm all for it. Something that I find just especially funny coming out of this like not E3 cycle is that throughout the course of this we got new trailers or reveal trailers for Persona 6
There it is.
because we had a Persona 4 remake all trailer also so on and so
Hmm.
forth. Persona 6, a new Final Fantasy game, which is kind of technically a remake of like a phone game, but it's as far as most people are concerned, a new Final Fantasy game, and Kingdom Hearts 4. That and none of those were at the Sony presentation, so I just find that funny. Anyway, Kingdom Hearts, go.
I I mean, I don't know. It's not a lot. I don't know, man. I mean, I was talking to my brother about this. Like, I get it. Like, Kingdom Hearts is cool, and I do think it's a
Mhm.
lot of fun. And like, it's my childhood. It's like the most fun game series I've ever played. But it's also like I I fear that we are not trying to like do Kingdom Hearts anymore. It feels like we're just making like it doesn't like it's missing the magic that it originally had. Like there's no like doesn't I don't see any Disney stuff. I don't see any like I mean it just looks like Final Fantasy what 17 now? 16, 17?
It would be
I don't even
17,
know.
yeah.
17. It's
It's
like
it's very funny that was it 2022 when we first saw this game.
yes.
The entire trailer was just Sora in Japan or in
Japan.
some random city.
Real like and again not like cartoony but like realistic looking Japan like
Yeah.
weird how realistic it looks Japan.
And then people were like, "Oh, the next time we see it, we'll like really see it." And 4 years later, we finally
It
get the
looks
next teaser, and it's just that same city again. You keep
yes
fighting a
it
big
looks
monster, but like it's not any kind of Disney creature or even like a. It's just a big
no
goo monster. Like what are we
yeah I
doing?
mean like and I get it it's like a it's a heartless
A funny
thing but
thing,
like
yeah.
I guess but it's like what are we like what are we doing like what are we real what are we learning what are we really doing here
Yeah, I
like
don't like. Maybe there was something at the end of three that like caused him to be banished to the real world. Did that happen?
no.
Okay.
Not at all. Not
Well.
even like remotely. I don't think. Like I don't know, man. Like in a way, and it's weird because like the way three ends, like it ends fine, but it's like the way it ends, you think like we're done,
Mhm.
like we're done. This whole thing started. We're trying to take down Xehanort. Oh, we finally took down Xehanort. And then, oh yeah, the real Xehanort was the friends we made along the way. There's another, and it's like, oh, this is actually someone else. It's like,
Hey,
oh,
really?
like what are we doing? Like what are we doing? It's like, oh, he's not the master of master. It's like, bro, we are just making up stuff. Like,
hmm
what are we doing?
Yeah. I don't know. It's definitely a choice to have a teaser for your game that you teased 4 years ago to just to be a longer teaser of the teaser you
That's
teased
what
four
I'm
years ago
saying.
to then not even have any kind of release window at all. It's just when it comes out, it's coming to everything. Like, okay, but when though?
Like literally, and it's like, what are we? I don't know, man. It's annoying because I didn't learn anything about the game.
hmm Correct. Sora's in it, so that's
Yeah, I guess.
we already
But
knew
like, oh
that.
hey, what about literally any other character?
Mhm.
Yeah, we don't know. What?
Not even like a little montage of potential worlds. No, like
No idea.
teaser. No, no. Okay, just
We got Bunkus.
like not even like cut to black and like the sound of a lightsaber or something. No,
Oh,
okay,
that would have been cool. Yeah,
right.
that would have been cool. Yeah,
Like
but
just
no.
imagine a lightsaber to keyblade. Like that's just the coolest
That's
thing.
what I'm saying. And it's right there. It's right there. It's so simple. You could do it
Mhm.
so easily.
Yeah.
But no,
Nope.
we're not
Wait
doing
another
it.
4 years for maybe new
And
information on this.
yes. And again, I'm done. I'm over it. I don't really want to do that anymore. I'm not like it's cool, but like I'm over it. It's not like I like Kingdom Hearts, but it's not one of those things where it's like no matter what it is, and no matter how vague and with no explanation, something's gonna be with no at all, like nothing, no new information, no idea when it's coming out, no idea what's going on with it, like literally just nothing. We
hmm
got Bumpkus just oh, look at this shot. That's already something you saw years ago.
Yeah.
Cool.
But tell me this, would you prefer this kind of teaser where it's nothing, but at least they're showing you gameplay. They're showing you an environment you'll be with no release date, no nothing. Would you rather that or what fans of Elder Scrolls are currently going through, where their first if you call it a teaser, where they just showed the title, was in 2018, and the amount of information that they've shown about Elder Scrolls has been zero, zero stuff for 8 years. Do you prefer that, or do you prefer kind of nothing? Like nothing or
Honestly,
kind of
man,
nothing?
I don't know. Like, cause okay, so I feel like my reason for being so indifferent and so annoyed is more so of just because this is an example of clearly they don't know what they're doing. They're just trying to make more money. Cause the story's over. Like, we're done. We are done. It took us 20 years to get through it, man. 15 to 20
Mhm.
years to get through it. We went through all these pointless mobile games and all these other things that had very important story details hidden behind the smallest of games for no reason.
You had to play a mobile game to figure out
I'm
what are we
not
doing.
doing that. I'm not getting a mobile game to figure out one of the big, like, the backstories of like all these villains. Like, nah, man, like that's doing too
Mm,
much. But like again, we're just like we're done. 2019 was Kingdom Hearts 6. We're in
yep.
2026, man.
Yep.
And they're like, still, we don't know anything about this game. I don't really care about this game anymore. Like, I don't care. Like, it'll come out. I'm probably not gonna get it. I don't really like. I'm over it.
Mm,
Like, show me something that's actually Kingdom Hearts. Like, show me a new Disney World or an old Disney World or
right.
like anything that I can. Like, I don't want to play the new Final Fantasy. Like,
Right.
not that those games are bad. They're just not Kingdom Hearts games. And like, I don't know, man. We're
Yeah.
just like they're literally just making stuff up. Like this is
Yeah.
like I know it's all made up, but like it's just like there's no reason for this.
Mhm.
It feels like such a cash grab because there's no substance. It feels like we don't know what we're doing. So
Mhm.
we'll have to see.
And
But
for the record, I think I would actually prefer the literally nothing over the kind of nothing of Kingdom Hearts. Like, it would, the idea of, oh, when it comes back, it's gonna come back strong. Like, it's gonna, come back, and then we'll get a release date within a year. Like, I'm ready for it. As opposed to this, where they come back and just show you basically the same thing they already showed you with no
which is
real new
nothing.
information. Like,
Which
I'd
is
rather just actually
crazy.
have nothing.
Yeah, because it's like, what are we doing? How do we
Yeah,
have less than nothing?
I don't know. like, it's cool that, at least as far as a Nintendo fan is concerned, it's cool that, oh, they announced that every Kingdom Hearts game is coming to Switch 2, and also here's a teaser for 4. In theory, that block of time in this direct is cool.
Yeah, but
Although
in
I will say
theory,
that direct, I thought it was pretty solid overall. It was also a little weird. Like, I can't fault people for not being like the most jazzed about it, overall. But to say it was the worst thing ever, that's crazy because people, every single time a new direct comes out, people say it was the worst direct ever. When like, no, there were many that were absolutely terrible. Even some E3 directs were terrible. But anyway, um, this direct was so fast paced and also so weirdly paced that there were like some very very large announcements that had like not even minute long trailers, and then the presenter would come back and be like, "So what do you think? Moving on to the next thing." Like, what do you mean? What you didn't show? Like the Dusk Bloods. The first time we heard about that new FromSoft, basically Bloodborne, like
mhm.
spiritual successor game that we first heard about last April during the Switch 2 presentation. This is the first time we saw anything about it new, and it was a less than minute long trailer. Didn't even show gameplay. It was just like a very like atmospheric thing, which apparently is par for the course for FromSoft stuff. but like very atmospheric, very like it showed a couple of I guess locations you'll go. And then the end in the trailer was like, oh, a network test will be this summer. Didn't give a date, even though we're it's basically already
In
summer.
the summer.
Yeah, a network test coming this summer, and then no actual release date, even though it's still coming out this year. Like it's June. How do you not have a release date? It's coming out, like that is the most
Tomorrow.
October game I've ever seen, and you don't even just say October. Like okay, whatever. So that Dustbloods trailer drops, and then it cuts back to the guy, and he's like, "So, what do you think?" Moving on to Splatoon Raiders. Like, what do you mean? Like, you didn't give me anything to think about because you said, "Here's no new information. A thing might be coming sometime in the next 3 months,
But
and then the
probably
game will
not.
come out sometime this year." That's nothing. So I got nothing to think about. And the same thing happened with Kingdom Hearts, where it's like this, theoretically giant trailer for Kingdom Hearts played, and then they're like, "So, what do you think?" Moving on to our last trailer, like, what? I don't know. That just felt
Give
very,
me something.
yeah. Um, but that presentation did end with the announcement that was unfortunately leaked ahead of time, but is still pretty cool of an Ocarina of Time remake.
Woo!
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Still, I think technically, as far as Metacritic is concerned, the highest rated game of all time.
Really?
Yeah, it has a 99 on Metacritic.
Huh.
It was only like 12 reviewers at the time, but like still 99 Metacritic.
I mean, it's more than. I mean, I don't know, but
Yeah, it like I do I think this game will get that review? Probably not, just because there's way more critics and also people tend to just kind of review remakes differently. So I maybe like low 90s, but it'll I still think it'll be a very good game. I just really wish that it weren't leaked ahead of time because again, just kind of add to the weirdness of this direct. All the trailer was like the Great Deku Tree giving his monologue about like basically like talking about the legend of Link and whatever, and it cut to him lying in bed and cut to black.
Mhm.
It's like some music cue, cut to black. Like no gameplay, no even just a little shot of him riding Anipona out onto the field, nothing. And I understand that Nintendo is possibly the most stubborn company on the planet. Like, even if that trailer directly had been leaked before this direct to come out, they still would have just played that trailer straight up. Like,
Yep. They don't care.
like, oh, like, I don't think that's ever happened before. Probably not, but like, it just feels the kind of thing where like, oh, when this leak happened back in March, if the leak were, oh, here's the trailer, but because Nintendo weren't ready to show it, when they are ready to show it, they're just going to show that trailer. So in no reality were they ever gonna, you know,
Change
like
it.
add anything else or react to that leak. But it's still a little annoying that like the only thing we saw about this remake of Ocarina of Time, which is coming out this year, is basically the opening cutscene. Like
I mean,
coming out in the
yeah,
6 months, like
like
whatever. I feel like you could show a little more.
you could definitely show a little more. But also, I mean, it's Ocarina of Time. We know. I mean,
Yeah,
we know what it's gonna be. I mean, yeah,
yeah.
we want to see what it looks like, but I mean, it's not like we're like, wow, I didn't think they would like. We know what it's gonna look like, y'all. Let's not play around.
I know, but it just I think that would have been enough to show if it hadn't gotten leaked. Like if they showed like that map and then the little music cue of the fairy fountain thing, whatever it was, like whatever song was playing, like oh that's Ocarina of Time music. Like that this map looks like something from Ocarina of Time, and then it shows like him lying in the bed like in Ocarina of Time, and then cut to black. Like holy crap, we're getting a remake of this. Like that I think unprompted would have been enough, but because we know about it going in, the
Got
only,
ruined.
especially when the only thing people were expecting going into this direct were new information on the Dustbloods and the information to see what the Ocarina of Time remake is. and we didn't really get anything on either of those games. I just find that kind of funny.
No, that's fair.
Yeah. But they might do some kind of like 40th anniversary Zelda Direct later this year. They probably should have already done it with either on the anniversary of Breath of the Wild or on the anniversary of the original Zelda game. But whatever, it might come later this year, or it might be just like a bigger part of the September Direct, like the Mario celebration was last year in that September Direct. So we'll get more information about it. It's not like it's not like Final Fantasy VII Remake where they had a teaser and then it didn't come out for 5 years.
Jesus.
Sorry, part 1 didn't come out for 5 years.
Literally. Forgot about that. That was so terrible.
Yep. At least they went ahead and announced part 3 at the game, not Game Awards, what's it called, the Summer Game Fest. So at least that's coming out relatively soon.
That's cool.
Yeah. What was I going to say? So yeah, I think overall, I think it's been pretty solid so far. I don't remember if this was at the Sony or the Summer Game Fest, but a brand new Spyro game has been announced.
Yeah, I saw that.
Spyro: A Realm Beyond.
Yeah.
Coming out next spring.
Sold.
Yeah, I know you're a big Spyro guy, right?
I am a very big Spyro guy. Very much so. I saw it and I was like, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Sold.
Yep. Yeah, it feels good when when studios who clearly care about these franchises are able to come and make a new one. And I think it's by the same guy as Toys for Bob that made Crash Bandicoot 4.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've heard this analysis before, and I kind of agree. If that game were just called Crash Bandicoot Time something, there's whatever subtitle it is, it was just Crash Bandicoot subtitle. I think it maybe could have done better. But because it was Crash Bandicoot 4, I think numbers like that can be a little intimidating to people.
Like you need to play the other ones before.
Even though Crash Bandicoot never really had a story like that. It never really mattered. So you can just call it whatever, like Crash Bandicoot whatever. Also, if Activision actually advertised it and didn't just kind of announce it and throw it out to die, but whatever. Now this game isn't being I don't think it's being published by Activision. So hopefully Toys for Bob are able to give it, actually, develop and advertise and do what they need to do to make this game successful. So it's good to see that Spyro has a pulse. So
seriously.
Because he hasn't really had a brand new game since Skylanders, technically.
Yeah, but we don't
technically a Spyro thing.
Yeah, but we don't talk about those Spyro games because it's like,
Yeah. And one thing regarding Xbox is Xbox has they're an enigma because I understand that they have been losing ever since their inception. Like the original Xbox, it did fine enough, but it wasn't like a breakout success or anything. And the 360, it it had its issues with red rings and whatever, but it actually sold really well. PS3 ended up selling a little more than that. Obviously, the Wii sold a lot more than it. But then the Xbox One was not good, and then the series just also never got any kind of footing. So kind of, even though throughout that entire time they've been acquiring studios and attempting to make big and exciting games, they have also been shutting down a lot of those studios and canceling a lot of those games, which kind of came to a head at this presentation. They announced a new Senua game, which Senua Hellblade 1 and 2, they're kind of weird games. I'm kind of surprised these are the kind of games that Xbox thought was a good idea to pump hundreds of millions of dollars into developing, because like it's not like the first game was some like a massive success. It was a cult hit. It wasn't like this, name brand like Zelda or even The Last of Us or Nathan Drake or whatever. Like it's not like it's that. And then the second one, the second one was the game that they like basically when they announced the Series X with, and it finally came out 3 years later, and it's just fine. So then they announced just Senua. Not It no longer has the Hellblade moniker to it. It's just Senua, and it seems to be basically like more of a God of War clone. Which the first ones were kind of getting that direction, but there's a lot like other stuff going on with it. This is like full on like an action game. And then not a week later, not a week after that Senua game was announced at that presentation as an Xbox exclusive, which is something that they've also been kind of getting towards, where the last couple of years they've been putting pretty much all their games on PlayStation and other systems as well. This game and their new Gears of War game, they're like this. No, wait, maybe Senua was going to be everywhere. Regardless, Senua was announced at this presentation, and then not a week later, they're like, "Oh, actually, we're shutting down Ninja Theory. We're shutting down the entire studio. That game's canceled." Like, what?
The whole studio is crazy.
They bought the studio in 2018. They made that two competent games, and one wasn't very good. It's some like online, like always online multiplayer thing that never looked appealing. Don't even know what it was called. I have a vague memory of this like weird E3 presentation for this game, and it didn't look great. Whatever. Two like pretty good games that weren't very successful, that they for some reason pumped hundreds of millions of dollars into, and then announced a third game in that series, and then apparently literally the reason why they showed that game in that presentation was to hopefully attract investors to either buy or like invest in Ninja Theory.
Oh boy!
And when that didn't happen, a week later they shut down the whole studio.
We're done. They just were done.
What?
So it was really their last ditch effort to just get a chance at something, and they got nothing.
Yes, that's correct.
Jesus. Well, that's horrible.
Yeah, and apparently Double Fine and a couple other of their studios that they purchased are also, they're not like shut down yet, but they're apparently considering being sold off. The entire Xbox brand is potentially going to be like, there's rumors of it being spun off into its own thing. Like,
jeez,
I don't like the way it's being pitched, at least as far as like the internal notes that were leaked. Again, this all could be fake. The internal things that were leaked makes it sound kind of similar to the DC studios over at, I guess, kind of Warner Brothers, but like they're kind of funded by Warner Brothers, but like they can also do their own thing. But if Warner Brothers ultimately agrees they should be shut down, they will. But also they don't like have to get approval on everything. It's kind of a weird limbo. That's kind of what they're pitching Xbox to be, where it's like you're like Xbox will have, or Microsoft will have like final say on everything, but you being your own thing won't make our bottom line look as bad. Is kind of what Microsoft is kind of pitching. So again, that hasn't been like confirmed or like actually like really discussed, but that's kind of what it's looking like is going to happen. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Hopefully that new CEO lady can right the ship in next couple of weeks. Apparently, it only takes a week for them to really make a decision like that.
I guess so.
All right. Anyway, I just found that very funny. Like, we're gonna announce this new big game. Actually, never mind. And the
Just
whole
kidding.
studio was canceled.
We're done. And also, everyone's fired
Yeah.
because we're out of business.
At least they didn't string us along like they did with Perfect Dark, where they literally announced that at Game Awards 2020, I believe, and then like had it at several major Xbox presentations, showed major segments of gameplay, and then shut down the entire studio the year later. It's like at least they didn't string us along for 4 years. So still, it's
Yes, but like, why is this happening? Why are we just shutting down like this? Like, what is going on?
I don't know. Microsoft is $1 trillion company. You think they could afford it?
You would think.
Yeah. Whatever. Speaking of companies that are extremely rich, um, going off that segment, what should I? Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna save. Okay, I'm gonna do this one next.
Just go for it.
Speaking of companies that are super rich, Steam, or as Valve, announced the pricing for their Steam machines.
Oh my god, bro! Did you see this?
Oh, I've seen
This
it.
was insane.
So, for just a little context, the Steam machine was announced, I believe, last October to be released sometime this year. And it was supposed to release in the spring, but it got delayed due to component issues, tariffs, shipping, just a bunch of stuff economically happened that made them have to delay it and rethink their pricing. A couple weeks ago, they massively jacked up the price of the Steam Deck. They had already discontinued the basic LCD screen model, and now they only sell the OLED model earlier this year. So it went up from, I believe, 550. There's like a 550 model and a 700-ish model. Now there's a $740 model and a $950 model. So people are like, oh, if that's happening, how expensive will the Steam Deck be? Well, I'll tell you.
I'm glad you asked.
For a 512 gigabyte model, which I must emphasize that this is an all digital Steam machine that is an okay gaming PC that runs Steam OS. So it's not even a gaming computer. It's just a Steam. It's literally a Steam machine. That's what it's for.
Yeah. Yep.
A box with pretty solid, like, not like top of the line, but pretty solid specs that runs Steam and is all digital. You can obviously have external storage, but it is an all digital machine. 512 gigabytes, which is like 3 Call of Duties.
Not even, bro. To be honest, not Call of Duty's like 190 gigs, bro.
Yeah.
That's like 2.5.
Yeah. So for 512 gigabytes without a controller,
$1,049. $49. What? Off rip. With nothing included. No controller, no games, no nothing. Just the cube and hopefully the cord that plugs it in. And $1,049. First of all,
not even $999. Nope.
No. $1,049. Nothing included is insane. We knew it was gonna be bad. I don't think anyone thought it was gonna be this bad. That's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
$1,000 straight up for the minimum.
And for the record, the controller isn't like, it's one of those things where the controller isn't the most important to include in the box, since literally any gaming controller can connect to Steam. Like, it's not the biggest deal. Even Nintendo controllers can connect to Steam. So you have a controller that can connect. Like, PlayStation controller, Xbox, third party, everything can connect.
But
however, when it's a gaming console, when it's supposed to compete in that market, you kind of need a controller.
At least one.
Yeah, at least one.
If I'm paying $1,000 for it and you don't even throw in a control, I mean that's like Five Guys got like $20 for a burger with like no fries. It's like, bro, what? Like, it ain't that good. I promise you that.
right? And the controller itself, I think, is $90. But
It's
if you get
100.
it, if you get 100, really?
Yes,
Oh,
straight up $100.
nice. But if you get the bundle 512 gig bundle with the controller, it's only $1,128.
That's what I'm saying.
Which awkward number? Why is it 28? Why
That's
don't
what
you round up
look.
to
Why
30
is it a
or 50?
thousand
What are you doing?
49? Like what? What? Where? How did we get that number? Like
I don't know.
what formula do you put in that you need exactly $1,049 based on its
hmm
value? Because I'm like, where's the 49?
Yep. Then you save $30 on the controller if you get the bundle. You shouldn't even call it a bundle. That should be what it is, but whatever.
Bro, first of all, if I'm paying over $1,000 for something, $30 ain't changing my decision.
I agree.
Like, I mean, it's
I agree.
at that point, I've spent $1,000. I mean, that's like, come on, man. Like,
hmm
no,
And if you, like me, agree that 512 gigabytes for an all digital system is not enough, they
not
also
even
sell a
close.
2 terabyte model for $300 more. For an entire Switch, you can get you can get 2 terabytes of storage in this thing. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, one thousand four
it's
hundred $49.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy too because it's like, it doesn't cost that much. Like,
But
like
like
you can
genuinely
get
with
a literal. I mean, you can get a terabyte of like an actual like hard drive for way less than
yeah, I
like.
know AI and other garbage is raising up prices across the board and a lot of tech stuff, but like Valve is possibly the richest game company outside of like, Microsoft obviously owning Xbox. But like Valve just rinse money. Like Steam just existing just makes them buckets of money every day. Like,
Yes.
and I I understand that the Steam machine and the Steam Deck and all that, it's pretty much exclusively for enthusiasts. It's for people who like the only reason I could see someone buying this thing is like, oh, you have an older gaming PC or you have like a laptop that has like an old laptop you play Steam games on. You're like thinking about upgrading to a um to a new gaming PC anyway, but the only stuff you really use your laptop for somehow is only Steam. So you might as well spend that money directly through Steam to get a Steam machine, I guess. But that's got to be like 12 people. I cannot imagine. It's not even like it's not like a. I feel like if it were like $700, that might be like a price where someone out the average person can look at that and be like, oh, that's not too bad to as an entry level point for PC gaming. Like, sure, I'll try it out, and that's a lot of money, but like it's not compared to 1,000. It's not.
That's what I'm saying. 1,000 is so ridiculous.
Like my roommate, I know this was 3 years ago. I think it was 2020, Black Friday 2024 or three. I think it was 2024. He got his gaming PC from Best Buy for about $900. It was Black Friday, and it was obviously 3 years ago, so the AI bubble hadn't like made prices go up and everything. But like still, $900 for a pretty good gaming PC that also did PC, like actually did computer stuff.
Yeah, it's actually a computer. Yeah,
Yeah,
you do
and I
homework on it too.
guarantee that computer would probably be like probably closer to 1,000, maybe $1,200. But at the same time, it is still a computer.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. It's like people they're trying to like because it's for Steam. They're like, oh yeah, this is how much you pay for a gaming. This is like yeah, but this doesn't offer everything that would offer.
hmm So I don't know. I feel like, especially since it is just for enthusiasts, they're not mass producing these things. So I almost feel like maybe I don't fully understand supply chain, whatever. Maybe it's changed a lot since I studied it in college. But I feel like because you're not mass producing it, maybe you're able to like, you know, they. I feel like you should be able to like accept that you're going to take a hit on individual sales because the people who are buying it are going to be using it and spending money on the thing. It's like how printers, at least, I don't know if they're still super cheap, but like a lot of printers are super cheap because you pay for all the ink that you're going to be actually using it. I feel like it's a similar idea. Granted, Valve doesn't have hardly any first party games, so they're not like Nintendo where even if they are selling the Switch 2 for at a loss, you know even though they are raising the price, they don't need to charge that much for the Switch 2 because most people buying games for it will be buying Mario Kart and Zelda and Pokemon, whatever, which are first party games. So they're getting most of that money. But I guess Steam is slightly different, but I still feel like over $1,000 baseline for 512 gigs without a controller is ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm like, maybe, yeah, they're just like selling, like they're relying on maybe the like limitedness or rarity of it to like gain traction first and then selling them. But I'm like, there's no way in this economy, there's no way that's people are gonna buy. Not 1,000, bro. That's too much for anybody.
Like, especially when the next Xbox Project Helix is kind of being pitched as a basically glorified gaming PC.
Right.
Why does this exist? Like, why not just partner with them or partner with some other manufacturer to basically like have them make the Steam machine for you for cheaper? Like, I feel like because I don't know. I like first of all, I would be surprised if the Xbox Helix is. I would be surprised if that's less than $1,000 at this point. If the Steam machine, which it surely is going to be less powerful than the Helix, is 1,049, the Helix might be $1,200 baseline. I hope not, because it might be. Especially with the PS5 Pro being $900 now, like, I can't imagine the PS6 is going to be much cheaper than that, if cheaper at all. So yeah, we'll see if how long this stays on the market.
Nah, I mean it's gonna be one of those things where they're gonna be like, oh, it's sold out in record time, and like they
Because you
only
made
made like
10
a.
units.
That's what I'm saying. They only made a handful to like build up the like hype of wow,
Mm-hmm.
everyone bought the Steam machine. It sold out so fast, and then oh, magically they found some more,
Yeah.
and then no one's gonna care.
And I know for a fact that Steam Steam I'll call them sycophants on Twitter are some of the most annoying people on Twitter. Like like PC elitists has always been a thing, but I feel like people who are loyal to Steam specifically are just particularly irritating. Like I just know for a fact if that does happen and it sells out immediately, they'll try to say, "Oh, it's sold out, therefore it is selling well."
Right?
When I know for
Even
a
though,
fact, I specifically remember these same people when the Switch 2 sold out at launch. They'll be like, "Oh, it only sold out because they were forcing scarcity when it sold 5 million units in the first month." Like
yeah, that's not
they didn't
scarcity.
meet demand, but it's not like they're purposefully holding back units because just to force scarcity. Like or same thing happened with when Pocopia came out back in March. They didn't expect that game to just absolutely take off like it did, and it was selling out worldwide. Physical copies, it was obviously selling a lot digital, but like physical copies were selling out. And I saw a lot of Steam guys be like, oh, it's actually not a success just because it's sold out. That just means they didn't ship a lot. Like, I just know for a fact these same people are going to try to say the Steam machine is successful because it sold out when they're not going to make a lot of these. And like that's fine. Like I understand it's a niche market, but I just don't understand exactly who this is for. But like how like I feel like more like nicher than I could even possibly imagine for $1,000 system.
Yeah, it just doesn't. It doesn't check out at all. But I guess we'll have to see.
Let's see. Coming out later this year. All right. Last bit of news I have. Speaking of things coming out later this year, GTA 6 has officially announced that the game will be $80, which honestly people were thinking it'd be more than that.
I thought it was gonna be 100 straight up.
It does have a $100 special edition,
Right.
which
But
apparently
I thought that was
is
gonna be like 150.
which seemingly is kind of functionally the real game because there's like missions and like cosmetic stuff and like kind of important stuff that seems to be left out of the like. Why even have the $80 game as first place if you're just gonna?
I think
the real
probably.
game 100, but
I mean, maybe just to avoid like. Well, no, I mean, I was gonna say to avoid negative, but like people are already just gonna talk about this game regardless, no matter
yeah.
what. It doesn't matter.
And like $80 is definitely, you know, it's not ideal. You know, I don't love when any game goes up in price like that. I didn't love when Mario Kart went up. Obviously that most people bought that with the bundle, so they really only paid 50, but still 80 is I think a little high for any game. The new Fire Emblem is going to be $80. I know those games have packed a lot of content, but at least Nintendo has $10 cheaper on eShop. So there's a way to get it for 70. This will always be at least 80. But the reason why this is particularly annoying for me is that it's only digital.
Mind you, you can buy the like physical box. There's just nothing in it but a code, which is the dumbest thing I have ever heard. And I am so mad because if this becomes the standard, I'm done. Like with video games. Like this is so annoying.
Third-party companies have done that quite a bit with Nintendo stuff. If you buy the physical version of Fortnite, is just a code in a box with some like with the V-Bucks coupon in there.
Yeah, but Fortnite's also like free to play, so
exactly. There's no reason to buy anything. Like there's no reason to buy that store at all. Split Fiction, which for a reason I'll get to in just a second, it's bizarre this even happened, but Split Fiction on the Switch 2 also came code in a box. I don't know why when the idea behind the game key card thing where there's no game on there's no physical data on the card, but when you put it in your system it downloads it immediately and you can sell the card and it can do it, but like it's essentially like a digital, like it's essentially digital only, but you at least have something physical to like add to your collection, whatever. I thought that was supposed to mitigate code in the box, but apparently there still are other code in the box games, but whatever. Like with Nintendo, I feel like it's a little different because third parties just kind of always underestimate, just never really like give Nintendo their all. So I've come to accept some companies will just do that. But this is Rockstar. You can afford a disc.
Mind you, the biggest game arguably ever. So like why?
Oh, I
There's
know why.
no reason not to.
I know why. Because it's the biggest game ever. It's also you still there?
Yeah.
Because it is the biggest game ever, GTA 5 was the biggest game ever. It is also, I believe I remember this correctly, it is also the game that has been bought used the most of any game ever.
And that's my point. That's why I'm so mad about it, because they know You can't
Mm-hmm.
resell and give it to people and all this stuff. It's like because the code's probably gonna be like one time only or something,
Oh yeah.
or at some BS where you can't give it to people. You can't have your friend borrow it. You can't give it to people. You can't sell it at your local game
Mm-hmm.
shop or whatever, which is going to be the end of like gaming as
Yeah.
a whole. Why does
And I
GameStop even exist anymore?
right. So sell Funko Pops.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
Like Rage sell nerd stuff. They barely sell games anymore.
Yeah, half their store is Five Nights at Freddy plushies and Funko Pops. Like, okay,
Yeah.
like that Venom statue I bought you. That was from
Oh yeah,
GameStop.
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like I think Xbox has some kind of feature where you can lend a game to a friend for like a limited time. Nintendo also has that, but this isn't going to be on the Switch 2 at least for now. I don't know if Sony has any kind of sharing feature like that, but no one uses those features, so it doesn't matter. You like it's it's not like this game was really hurt by the resale market. It's not like,
No.
especially since most people bought it, bought it used to play the online mode, which was had which they then pumped a bunch of money into anyway. Like,
Exactly.
which apparently the online mode isn't going to be a launch and might be another thing you have to buy also. So there's literally no reason to do this. Just make it $100 off rip. Make it have a physical option. You can make maybe actually have the digital one cheaper, like Nintendo does. Like I feel like that might incentivize more people to buy digital. But like I don't. It's just so scummy for this company that is so rich and knowing that this game will be the most successful game possibly this decade. No, they couldn't be bothered to sell it with a disc.
It's so frustrating too because like bro, like what are we doing? Like I don't like cuz again, this is the biggest game ever. This is going to be the
Yep.
new standard. So not only are you changing the price standard, but that now every giant game that comes out going forward is gonna be like this. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, all right, they're gonna get the new, whatever, the next God of War game or the next, whatever. It's just gonna
At
be like,
at least other 2K produced games will do this, or Take Two, whatever. Because NBA 2K, I want to say 19. I think it was NBA 2K19 was the first game to go $70. Crazy that it's a basketball game that did that first, but whatever. It was it was either NBA 2K19 or 20 that did it first, and then every game after that forever was $70.
right.
So I know for a fact next year's NBA game will be $80 code in a box, guarantee it. Even though it should not
Even
be.
though it's the same game and it won't be, and it's not worth it. And 2K is crazy to me because people will buy 2K for like 60, 70, 80, whatever dollars,
Hmm.
and then they will put real money into the game for fake money that, mind you, you can't take out of the game. So when the
Yep.
new 2K comes out, you have to start over again. All that money you put into there is just stuck there.
Yep.
And then once they take the server off, then it's gone. It doesn't
Yep.
even matter anymore. And mind you, they take the server off expeditiously quickly because they want you on the new game. It's so predatory, man. It's ridiculous. Like all the sports games do that. It's so messed up. It's like,
Yep.
ugh,
Yeah. And
it's so terrible.
I would not be surprised if, come next year, we're hearing about more and more games that are going to be doing this just
Oh,
because
absolutely.
Grand Theft Auto did it. We can do it
Yep.
too. No, you can't.
They're like, what are we gonna do? They can't stop us.
What'll stop you is when no one buys you because you price
Well,
yourself out of people like that. Like, I don't know. I understand things are getting more expensive. This game can probably get away with it because of the branding, because people know that Rockstar put potentially billions of dollars of R&D into this game. I understand that, but you can spend just a little bit more for a proper box. But if even just like the special edition had the disc, I'd be a little more okay with that. But that doesn't seem to be the case.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm worried gaming as a whole is getting toxic. I'm like, I just want to get my games and then just
Right.
retire from video games. I'm like, this is getting ridiculous. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know. Like, that's the last straw. Selling me a box with a code in it is just so disrespectful.
Yeah. Like I've gotten a little, I don't know the best word for this, but like over the last 5 or so years, I've bought more digital games than I
Yeah,
historically have, just
same.
because I don't know, I just don't like leaving the house.
Yeah,
Like,
and sometimes they'll have it online on sale.
yeah.
Like I got like I you know what I mean? So it's like I got I think it's like Battlefront 2,
Mm,
Spider-Man 2. Like I got a couple games just digitally because they were like on crazy sale and I was like, "You know what?
right.
Sure, it's $10, whatever."
Yeah, and games that I know I'm going to be coming back to a lot, like Smash, Mario Kart, even Pokemon, I might end up getting digital. I'm not sure yet. But like those kinds of games, I feel like makes sense to just always have on the system and it'll fill around
Yeah,
a game.
exactly.
But like, I don't know, there's something fun and satisfying about like taking the disc or the cartridge out of the box and putting it in. Like it's
Yeah. It
like
makes me feel like
knowing
I
that you
own the
own it.
game.
Yeah, exactly.
When it's digital, I don't feel like I own the game. When it's digital, I feel like I'm borrowing it. Because,
Yeah.
if for some reason Sony just like loses my account or something,
Hmm.
that's like 5 games I don't have. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like that concerns me.
Yeah, and if for example, with the Steam machine, with it being all digital, if like certain kind of um like live service games and stuff like that, which get updates over time, eventually those updates will make it so that some hardware could no longer run this game. So in 5, 6, however many years, if a live service game that you're playing on your Steam machine no longer supports the power of that system, like you can't play that game anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is also very concerning. It's
Hmm.
like, the fact that I still have PlayStation 2 games. I can boot up my PlayStation 2 if it still
Hmm.
works and put it in, and the game still works in its entirety. I worry in the future that's not going to be the case. Like,
Yep.
oh, sorry, this game has been removed. So we forcibly stole it from you. Like,
Yeah, and it's not
what?
just a gaming thing. Like many people say, I've posted reports of them buying movies or shows on Amazon or other services like that, and then
Yeah.
it's just, oh, it's not on our service anymore. The thing that you spent $20 on, no, you didn't.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't have it anymore because we decided you don't. It's like,
Hmm.
I, what happened if we have it forever? Nope.
Yeah, like like all digital future in theory works if everybody plays by the rules and
Right.
isn't aren't jerks. Like
Well, yeah, but like, how, like, it works if everyone's not the worst.
evil.
But
Yeah.
people are the worst. That's
Hmm.
factual. So it's like, because people suck, we can't do it.
Yeah.
But we're doing it anyway, because what are we going to do about it?
Yeah. I don't know. Well, happy for the people that are excited for GTA. I mean, a lot of people are probably going to buy it digital anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But still,
Plus,
it's
it's the
annoying.
principle.
Yeah,
And it
it's
sets a
not a
precedent.
good thing that I think it's not a good thing that the most successful game ever will be tied to these bad practices, and therefore will be a leader of the industry and cause a bunch of other companies to also do these things. But
Exactly.
we'll
It's the beginning of
see how
the
it goes.
end.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right. I think that's everything I have to discuss. Anything else you want to bring up or talk about before we wrap up?
I think that's it. Yeah, that's all I have.
Okay. Yeah. Supergirl comes out this weekend. I'm
Yeah.
seeing it soon, so it's getting mixed reviews right now, but I won't see
I
it for
ain't worried
myself.
about
We'll
the
see how
review.
it goes.
I
Yeah.
listen. I don't care what the reviews say. I'm gonna watch it, and I want to if everyone hates it and I like it, I don't care.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
I just want it to look good. I think it looks good. The casting's really good.
Mhm.
I'm just ready to have a good time, and I get to see Superman again because
Yeah.
Superman was really cool in the last movie, and I want to see him again.
Absolutely. All right. So with that, we'll see you all next time.
Take care.